Nice when I'm at the beach. Hello, my name's George Harding, and together with my brother Keith, we bring to you every week our top tips that we've learnt during our 18-year archery careers, spanning the globe. This week, we're giving you all our top tips we've learned on warming up. And that's from keeping warm in this chilly weather, to getting your body ready to shoot, and preparing your mind to perform at its best. First up, my tip on how to keep warm in this chilly weather. Make sure you layer up with lots of nice layers. I like to use things like cotton and wool. They tend to keep me a lot warmer than polyesters. Also, wearing a hat keeps your heat in your head. Thick socks and boots to keep your feet dry helps. Next up, my tips for warming up your body. For this, in other sports, you might want to warm up so that your joints and muscles are prepared. You won't pull them as much, although I think the scientific evidence on that is perhaps not substantial. So in archery, when we talk about warming up, I think of it in terms of kind of preparing the muscles that you want to be working, getting them kind of engaged and kind of waking them up more so that you end up using them. They're fully awake and you want to use them. Muscles like your core, also the muscles in your back and the muscles in your fingers as well, rather than getting the blood flowing, although that also helps. And lastly, you want to be warming up your mind. So think about what you want to achieve from the session, things you've been working on previously. Also try and write down, if you can, anything you're worried about, so that might be distracting you while you're trying to shoot and you won't be performing at your best. Even in practice, you want to be focused on kind of shooting and not worried about things that are outside of your control whilst you're practicing.
So, welcome to Ask the Coach. This is the start of a new feature that I hope that I can, pop in every now and then and deliver some advice. First question I've had this week when talking to friends was quite a thought-provoking one. The question was, we're now coming into spring. If there was one thing I was going to recommend people to do before the season starts, what would it be? What would be that one thing to do now before we get into the season? And, I gave it some thought. Is it equipment? Is it training? And really, when I thought about all the different areas, the thing I came back to was, it sounds a bit cliched for a coach, but really setting a goal. What are you going into this season for? What is it you want to achieve? What, you're thinking about the season ahead. What do you think about when you think about the season? Is it winning the national champs? Is it winning the club championships? Is it being world number one? Where do you want to be when you're sitting down in, say, 1st of October, thinking about how the season's gone? What is it you want to see that you've achieved? Now, I know that I'm a competition person, but that doesn't have to be. If the goal is to have a consistent training regime and be enjoying my shooting. That's fine. Believe me, I wish there was times when that would have been a great goal for me to do, because yeah, sometimes we go through patches where shootings feels like nothing but hard work. So have a think about it. What is it you want? And also set out how you're going to work on these goals. Now, one year I had the goal, I wanted to shoot 1300 with my recurve, and I set myself goals for each distance. I think it was 300, 325, 325, 350 to get the 1300 on the feet around, on the 1440 round. Now I realised a couple of months into the season it wasn't working, and also I wasn't tracking my score as I was going along. So for me, I'd shoot all day, get to the end of the day, see that I shot 1280 and thought, damn it, I must do better. Whereas I probably, for me, needed a bit of a pick-me-up during the day. So for me, to make that goal work, I needed to break it down into each end and literally track my score end per end. And I hate to say it, because I know a lot of psychologists don't like it, I needed to add it up as I was shooting. For instance, if I'm shooting 90 meters and I need 50 ends, I would broadly add it up, or give yourself a goal that sort of encompasses, like, I know if you're shooting 90 meters and you keep them within the 8 ring, there's a good chance you're going to get 300. I know it's mathematically possible you don't, but you're going to shoot some 9s and 10s in there somewhere. So setting yourself a goal like that, which kept me on my toes, because one of the things I noticed is I shot better in head-to-heads than I did in qualifying rounds. I think because in head-to-heads you've always got that immense focus and pressure, or I find it personally, because you got the person next to you trying to beat, and you know most of the time you know how they're scoring. So think about your goals and think about how you apply them. Also, make sure they're achievable. One thing that's always difficult is score goals, especially in outdoor archery, because even if you're on top form, best preparation, if you turn up and it's blowing a gale, there's a good chance you're not going to hit that score. You know, that's why one of the things I always love shoots like the National Series, because my goal there isn't score related at all. My goal was to finish as high as possible. Same with internationals. Makes it much simpler. Whereas when you set yourself score goals, which to start with is probably one of the likely things you'll do, yeah, your hand is a little bit in the fate of the gods when it comes to what the weather's like. Also, goals don't have to be these monumental, monolithic statements. You know, sometimes one of the most, I've trained many people to win, Paralympic medals, Commonwealth medals, things like that, but one of the most rewarding students I've had is older guy, retired, came to me, just said, I want to win my club championships. I said, okay, what sort of performance level do we need? And I think he needed to shoot, I think it was 500 on a Portsmouth. That's about, 470 on an 18 metre feeder. It's not a high score when it comes to world standards, but that's what he wanted to do. That's what he looked and thought, that's what I can win the club championships with. That was his goal, and we set about achieving it. And it was very, very much, it was an achievable goal, I felt, and also very rewarding for him, because he just wanted to beat all his mates. So that was what made his indoor season worthwhile. So have a think about it. When it comes to the end of the season, what is going to make you think the season's been worthwhile? Please let me know in the comments down below, or send me a question off my website, michaelpeart.com. I'd love some more questions for future episodes, and also just let me know your general thoughts. Okay, take care, bye-bye. Hold up, one thing I forgot to say. The most important thing, once you decide what your goal is, write it down. Honestly, there's been lots of studies. If you write your goal down, you're about 10 times more likely to achieve it. So get that pen out, decide what your goal is, stick it down. Thank you. Bye.